10,
9, 8,
7,
6,
3, 2,
1.
0.
Hello, greetings from Dash League. This is Lateralus.
This is Notgollum.
and your favorite boy Willow. Woo!
I don't know about favorite. We can find about that later, I think. But we're going to do the Season 6 award show now. We're also going to announce the secondary All-Stars while we're doing the award show. So same format as we did last couple seasons. Worked out really well. So let's get going. Let's get started. So what we're going to do first is we're going to do all the stat categories, and we'll just go over winners and runner-ups with that. We'll have a blooper reel for you guys after that, and then we'll get into the vote categories, the fun stuff later on. So first up we have is total time played.
And up on the top here, we have two players competing here. Rapscallion and Rocky James. This was a bit of a close one here. Who ended up winning out, Willow?
Yeah, by a difference of 18 whole minutes. We got Rocky James taking the huge W on this one. Total time played. Rocky just playing this game like crazy.
This is what we need to start calling the Get a Life reward.
Right.
Just playing quite a bit. But congrats, Rocky James. You played more match time than anybody else in this season, which honestly is something to be proud of because it means your team desperately needs you.
Right.
So, what do we have next up?
Over we got total maps played next up. We've got the same two people competing for this position here.
Yeah, we got Rocky James and Rap at it again, head to head. Let's see who took more maps. We know who took more minutes.
It is going to be, drumroll please, Rocky James with 30 maps played. Rapscallion in second with 28 maps played. Both very valuable players for their team, and that's very obvious considering how much they ended up playing this season.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but that might be the most maps played in the season. I'm not 100% sure about that, but 30 maps is absolutely insane. Rapscallion at 28. I think there were a handful of people that had 28, but or maybe a handful at 27. But that's just a ton of games played. That's definitely some control points in there, and six having a bunch of control points makes a lot of sense. So yeah, congrats to you guys. Desperately needed by your team. Let's see what's up next. We should have captures coming up next. So this is buttons hit. This would include domination and stadiums.
The top two players in this category representing Southern Cross, we have Rembrandt and Axion.
Wow.
Who ended up winning out here?
That's crazy to have two people like that. But we got Rembrandt absolutely dominating with 791 captures. Axion in second with 528, which, I mean, that's a huge lead. Probably shows how much Rembrandt is ahead of the rest of the entire league with that many captures. Yeah. That's like absolutely insane. That is nonstop movement.
Yeah, it's a total button slut. But again, it's just like six. They had to play the most control points. So if there wasn't six players up here, Southern Cross, sorry, they don't like six. But if it wasn't them up here, I'd be surprised. They had a lot of due to their just the ping difference that they have to deal with throughout the season. Everyone wants to split within, and it's really easy, or it's easier for them to win when they're home, and easier for them to lose when they have a 200 something ping wherever else they are. So it falls to a stadium, and so tons of buttons hit for those guys. But congrats, Rembrandt and Axion. They both had great seasons this season. Next up, we're going to have most counters.
And surprisingly, Rembrandt and Axion actually don't show up on counters. This time we got Texas Toast and Rocky James at it again, head-to-head. Gollum, who's going to take the most counters?
I'm going to be giving a hearty congratulations to Rocky James with 102 counters for his team this season. Texas Toast in second place, the runner-up here, 74 counters. Still very impressive, but we're seeing a little bit of a trend here with the domination especially. The number one is just so far ahead of the pack. Very, very committed players, both of them, though. But congratulations to Rocky James on winning out here.
Yeah, Rocky James knocked it out of the park. That's fantastic. Means you're coming up clutch for your team when they need you. So next category we have coming up is going to be push time.
And if you've been paying attention to the push time as much as I think these two players have, or possibly the only two players actually really paying attention to this category, Crusader VR and your own Notgollum, who ended up winning out here.
Wow. The two most famous kart riders head-to-head for Season 6.
We're just so good at sitting down.
Dominating by over 200 more seconds, which is a lifetime in Gollum seconds. Gollum is going to be taking this one. Our best kart rider in the league here with 1,657 seconds. Crusader right behind with 1,401 seconds, which, man, that's real kart bitch behavior. I mean, that's crazy. That's a lot of seconds.
I had to get competitive with the kart riding this season, considering Crusader beat me last time.
Right.
Gotta bring it up and represent.
Were you second last time?
I think I was, yeah.
So we swapped places this time. Be good, Crusader VR. All right. Next up, we have total interactions.
And
the total...
No, go ahead.
I got it. I'm taking this one. Total interactions is going to be between Rapscallion and Rocky James again. They have a ton. Who's going to take the total interactions on this one?
It's going to be Rapscallion. If you were paying attention to those captures and counters categories and the total time played and maps played categories, all we talked about with the Southern Cross having to play so many maps this season and doing it so well, seeing Rapscallion up here is not going to be a surprise to anybody truly paying attention to this season. 2,869 total interactions here. And then Rocky James in second with 2,799.
Yeah, that's a couple of players getting busy.
Right.
Up in the mix for sure.
Yeah. I mean, that's super important for your team, too. You need to be up in the action, trying to execute your plan, trying to get your kills, all that sort of stuff, as rapidly as you can be, because that's what's helping your team out. So this is, I think a lot of people sort of ignore terminal interactions, but these are your active players that are making things happen for your team, the people playing forward and just trying to clear space for everybody. So congrats to these guys being top two in that. But yeah, I mean, of course, when you play 30 maps and 28 maps, you better be up on the top of some of these total stat categories. Let's get into one of our per minute ones. Let's do terminal interactions per minute. Let's see who comes out on top.
Two competing for this category to see who can get the win in total interactions per minute are Koala and Wrecked Shark. Who ended up winning out here, Willow?
I think it will surprise no one to learn that Koala won the total interactions per minute with 6.55, but something I find super impressive is Wrecked Shark was right behind with 6.46, so less than 0.1 away from the total interactions per minute. So Wrecked Shark was out there doing pretty much as Koala, which, not a lot of players can say.
Hearty congratulations to Wrecked Shark for that.
Very active Wrecked Shark. Koala's just there spawn camping people with D, so they just pop out of the screen, you shoot them, pop out of the screen, you shoot them over and over and over. So it's even more impressive. Wrecked Shark getting up almost to where Koala is. Good job, Wrecked Shark. Good job, Koala. Next we have total score. Let's see what we got here.
And back at it again, we got the Rapscallion versus the Rocky James for total points with a number that I can't even read. Who won this one in score?
These two are just going head-to-head in so many of these stat categories, but congratulations to Rocky James winning out here, 283,765 score over the course of this Season 6 of Dash League. Rapscallion with 248,344 points. You better be putting that up in your calculators and typing up all those numbers. These guys are doing a lot for their teams, and we're seeing that over and over throughout reading off these categories here.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's so many points.
Yeah. That's a ton. That's impressive. Let's see now who had top score per minute.
So the per minute is a little bit of a surprise to me. There is not a Koala in this category. There is, in fact, a Rembrandt and a Wrecked Shark head-to-head trying to compete for the winning spot here. Who ended up winning out?
And Rex Shark, another point for trying to dethrone Koala. Rex Shark's going to take the total score per minute with 727 points. I can't even count that high, let alone per second or per minute. Rembrandt right behind with 706 points, which is less than 20 away, I think. So that's or just 21 points away. Really impressive by both players there. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Rex Shark, he's either a rookie or this is his second season, but to be leading in score per minute in your first or second season is insane. I mean, he had
hard to do.
He had almost top terminal interactions, which means he just gets very busy and active while he's playing. And having the top score per minute means he's effective and efficient at winning out on those interactions and all that sort of stuff, so that he can gather all those points. So, congrats, Rex Shark. That's awesome, dude. Getting that. Congrats to Rembrandt also at 7-6. Next, we're gonna get total kills. And who do you expect is up on this list?
Yeah, take a wild guess of the two players of the Rapscallion and Rocky James fighting at it head to head again. Who's going to be taking total kills?
Winning out in this category is going to be Rapscallion, 1,715 kills. Miles ahead, surprisingly, of Rocky James with 1,581 kills. Still wildly impressive for a runner-up spot, but Rapscallion really won out here in this category.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Rocky James had 2 more maps than Rapscallion, but Rapscallion beats him out on total kills by a bit over 100. So super impressive. Rapscallion, good work, man. Sorry, Gollum, what were you gonna say?
No, that was it. It's just great to see both of these guys going head to head so much in these categories and seeing how much they're doing for their teams too in different ways.
This is for sure the first season. I mean, I said for sure, but I think this is the first season where we've had 2 people dominate all these stat categories. So it's actually pretty interesting to see. Next up, we have kills per minute. Let's see who we got here.
The 2 competing for this category, not a huge surprise here if you've been paying attention this season or previous seasons. We have Koala and Dark Moon both competing for the kills per minute spot.
Yeah, and again, surprising no one, Koala's going to be taking the top spot of kills per minute, and Dorkmoon is going to be, just a bit behind him. But it's actually a pretty huge difference. Koala getting 4.56 averaging kills per minute, Dorkmoon only getting 3.78. So, I mean, just crazy showing how much of just an insane killer Koala is. I mean, getting almost 5 kills a minute. I don't think I even see 5 players a minute. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, that really calls back to that total interactions per minute category, showing how much Koala is just up in people's faces, too.
Yeah, I mean, if Dorkmoon would spend a little bit less time dashing around, then maybe he'd get up there. So,
you gotta pump those numbers up. 3.78, those are rookie numbers.
Next up, we got the category everyone wants to see. Who won in KD this season?
KD.
The two competing here are going to be Dr. Guy and Koala. Who ended up winning out here in KD?
This is, I think, the closest that we have of any category. Koala obviously winning with a huge 2.28 KD. Dr. Guy with a 2.27, 0.01 KD away from taking that number 1 spot from Koala. That's a pretty high KD. That's huge.
And we've said this multiple times here, but when you're comparing yourself to top players like Koala, for example, that really, really goes to show how impressive of a player you are. Koala, everybody knows, is very solid at this game, very experienced. So seeing Dr. Guy up here almost dethroning in the KD position is really impressive as well.
Yeah, congrats to Koala winning this. I'm sure Koala's won this one before. But yeah, Dr. Guy getting up there, that's fantastic. Nice way to represent V here in these in the stat categories. I do want to mention, before we go too far, we have Willow here, our very own deaths leader. He had 1,306 deaths. That's more than anybody. He did play a lot of maps to get to that number, and I personally witnessed, and Gollum witnessed also, Willow dying a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
Oh yeah. He probably has more deaths than I have kills, if I'm being honest.
Which is really funny.
Yeah. Let's see. Hold on, real quick. Top kills. Top kills was 1,715. You're only like 400 behind that.
Yeah. All right. So I'll play with Rapscallion more. There you go.
All right, guys, we're gonna have a blooper reel for you now. Let's get that going.
Ten.
9, 8,
Baba Boogie.
Which is exactly what D is or was doing, and try and make up for that time that you're inevitably
Hi there.
going to lose later.
Sup, C2?
Jade, are you Irish?
Me?
Yep, that's what they're asking.
Okay, so I'm actually Irish on my great-great-great-grand side. She was actually from Ireland with red-headed boot.
Top of the morning to you, ladies. My name is Jacksepticeye. What?
Nice takeout. Oh, ouch. I don't know who that is. Oh, poor Satan. She got killed by Kurt.
Probably get some replacement hero right now, getting distracted. Oh my god, look at those hands! What?
Oh my god, I'm blushing.
I am stunned.
Getting a little annoyed at the ping, it looks like that. I don't know which server we're on. Let's see.
Play here so far from Limbo. There's that 50 seconds more to put in the bag. This is awesome when shoots let you go. Haywire trying to get some control. You can see Flat Dragon is slapping that button. I would say.
Here comes the sun. Doo -doo -doo -doo.
Where's the batteries?
Problems there with his controllers. Hopefully that gets resolved. We're gonna go ahead and switch after that.
Let's see what happens.
B keeps flipping back and forth. Each team is doing a great
Rail
job
walk.
pushing in.
Oh,
Oh,
the
no.
lava! Wait, it was Spud. You could
It
tell
wa-
because he died.
Let's go swimming.
All right, Blue Hog, go backwards just a little. Whoa, that's creepy.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Spaghetti sees Dark Moon and takes him out.
Stop!
No, that's
See
nasty.
Spaghetti just adjusting his headset right there. He's adjusting his headset.
Octorilla on the cart. Getting some solid movement. Ajax, what? They went for the cart, but they froze.
Wait a second.
Red takes B.
The bot got a kill.
Blue takes B.
Target acquired.
Who's there?
Oh dang! Rocky James is like, bot headshot.
Target acquired.
Blue takes
Dang,
A.
Bot Jonathan's on a kill streak. What is
Blue
this?
team score.
Yeah, so next up, for those of you that just joined, Abyss, the W went to Bandit with 92% to 86.58, I believe. Don't quote me on that. Very close match. And next map we've got Volcano coming up. It looks like there's no...
Hood getting some good kills with rockets. Oh, one of it.
Deciding factor behind that too, like as a captain or as a team leader. Alongside the team strategy, Immortal on cart here, looking for some picks.
Now look at this.
Accidentally a victim of the electricity.
Dual flip!
With Emo only at 74%, 2 minute 30 in the clock. He's droning and they are
Shield
charging
deployed!
that corner. Oh, Art is already down. And finally getting a little bit of movement.
What?
Shooting directly at Fractor.
Payload was really close, and Sith looked like they were, working pretty good.
Oh,
Shadow's on a rampage right now. If he could just keep getting a couple more picks. Oh!
Så no slut.
Ouchies! Ouchies! Ouch!
Fast.
But we're seeing people.
All right.
Wow.
I want to say thanks to Silliest Goose for making the blooper reel. Bueller's done it for us the last couple of seasons. Silliest Goose took it this season, so we had a little bit of a different format in our bloopers, and I think it was awesome. I know the Walter White one with the Rockets made all three of us crack up.
Yeah, oh my gosh, that was something else.
Dude, I want that Goose skin with the goose head, but only me. No one else can have it because that'll it won't.
Not even Goose.
That was awesome. Thanks, Silly Goose. I do want to mention, so something pointed out to us by Kastle while we were doing these stat categories. Usually when I get these stat categories, I maybe put like some qualifier on there, like a match played qualifier, like at least 4 or something like that. And I forgot to this season. So on a couple of stats, on the KD stat, we were talking about Dr. Guy. I mean, good job, Dr. Guy. Great to have your 2.27 KD, but you only played 2 maps. That's not enough. So we're going to move down. Dark Moon played 22 maps and maintained 1.61 KD. So really, Dark Moon should have been the runner-up there in KD. You got to play a certain amount of time for your stats to stabilize. So that's Koala and Dark Moon taking 1 and 2 on KD. And then terminal interactions. We really talked up Rex Sharp, and he only played 1 map, I believe. Terminal interactions per minute, he played 1 map. So good job. He went crazy like a madman for that 1 map. But also runner up in that one, if you go and see who played a significant enough number of maps, it was Dark Moon again at 6.46 terminal. No. 6.13 terminal interactions per minute. So again, right behind Koala there. But anyway, given the recognition where it's due. So that's my bad for missing those qualifiers. But now we're going to get into the vote categories. And first up, for those, we should have best dance. I think. Let me pull my screen up. Best dance move.
That's right. Yeah.
And the top 2 for this one is going to be a fight between Luger and Dark Moon, which I know both had some amazing dance moves.
These guys were busting it down, and it's based on the votes here, though. Dark Moon ended up winning out. The voted for Season 6 best dancer, or rather the best dance moves. The best options here is going to be Dark Moon. Luger with the runner-up. That was a great category to watch as people were putting in their submissions, and I really like the moves that I saw out of these 2, though.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm a little bit disappointed with this category because we only had like 5 or 6 submissions, and this is a fun category. I want to do it again next season, but you guys work on your dance moves throughout season 7,
and get some
so
practice.
We can have a bunch of options and not just like 4 or 5 options to choose from. So let's do better next season. People, knock Dark Moon off his high horse over here. We got to deserve.
We got to get our dance moves up in this first-person shooter game, y'all. Come on.
Yeah, I remember like season 1 or season 2, like on the cast, if the camera was on you, people wanted to dance because they wanted someone to like recognize your dance moves. In the Discord later, someone posts up a clip like, "Oh, check out the dance moves," and then like people would brag about it. So let's get back to that. Let's have some fun in the lobbies instead of standing around doing absolutely nothing. All right. Next up, we have the 4 award. This was his suggestion, and it was a super success. This fun award is for best hair. We're gonna do best hair fellas first.
Best hair. The 2 voted for this category are going to be Crusader VR and the initiator himself, 4. Who ended up winning out here, Willow?
And 4 makes a whole new category just to come and take it. Joseph taking that number 1 spot with the best fella's hair, which I gotta say, I was looking at, that was some pretty good hair. I mean, he definitely.
Yeah, not gonna lie, these fellas got some good hair.
Yeah, it was funny. Like 4 suggested this award, and then as the when I made the channel for it, and as the submissions came in, Poor was like, "Oh, I thought I was gonna win this, but like I got no chance." He was so defeated about it afterwards. so he's got to be super proud that he actually won out on that one. And Crusader VR, dude, that dude has a main. It is glorious.
Yeah.
It reminds me when I had my long hair. I kind of miss it and I don't miss it, but yeah, I definitely voted for Crusader VR, and 4 is like my top 2 also. So let's move on to the ladies. Best hair for the ladies.
This one is going to be between two very popular ladies, the Jaded herself and then Maniacal. And who's going to take best hair for this one?
I'm going to give a hearty congratulations to Maniacal for getting the most votes in this category. The best hair for the ladies, Jaded, still with the runner-up here. Very luscious locks all around for all these players here in Dash League, though.
Yeah, it's Maniacal's fault that I had to post up my hair because I'm trying to call her bluff when she said for me to post it up, but she wasn't bluffing. She posted hers, so I had to post mine. But Maniacal has glorious hair also, so does Jaded, so definitely well deserved. We might do this category again next season also. We'll see, because that one was fun. So think about your hairstyles for next season and see who comes out on top next time. Now we're going to move forward to another fun category, best player name.
The two competing for this category, both with the most votes, only one ending up winning this category, though, is Adoption Papers and .com, who ended up getting voted best player name here.
I don't know about you guys, but when I saw the Best Player Name award, these two were the first two that came to my mind, like before anyone else, because it's just so funny. Adoption Papers, when I first read that, like my first season in the league, I thought it was so goddamn funny. And then .com is such like a clever, I've always enjoyed that name. I thought it was really clever. But Adoption Papers is going to be taking the Best Player Name. .com right there as a runner-up. I think they're both absolutely amazing names. It's so funny to have the name Adoption Papers. So definitely award deserved.
I'm pretty sure Adoption Papers, like, he didn't win it last season and he was upset. He's like, come on, this thing is great. And so he campaigned for it this season, so he won his campaigning words. I always have to give my shout out to my favorite, Brave Sir Robin. If you haven't seen Monty Python the Holy Grail, it's a perfect name for an online gamer. It's great. But congrats to Adoption Papers. I guess congrats to .com too. Up next, we got favorite player.
Favorite player? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and .com is going to be showing up again for favorite player, and he's going to be going head-to-head with Doll. Doll absolutely been doing a lot for the community this past season. I think even before, so I know Doll has been great to get along with, and yeah, .com's okay too. So who's going to be taking that favorite player?
It's no surprise to me that both these players are here in the top two of this category. These guys are these two are interacting with people so much and contributing a lot socially to the league. .com ended up getting the most votes. Favorite player of season 6. Congratulations to .com there, and Doll with the runner-up spot. But I've only had good interactions with both these people. I'm happy to see them up here. And .com also. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. We're having a little bit of graphic technical difficulty, so we're trying to get that going. I think .com won it last year also, and .com's always been like a league favorite. And he's a fun guy, and he has a fun play style, and he's not an ass like some of the other best players in the league. So he of course gets a lot of love. And Doll is just. I didn't really know Doll too well before this season. I've gotten to know her quite a bit better. She's an awesome person. Is always just looking out for finding ways to facilitate people having fun and staying active in the league, and also standing against like any of the sort of negative crap we don't want. She'll definitely make it known when she feels something's not going right, which I appreciate because a lot of people don't speak up enough, and she does. So I think it's well deserved. These two coming up for favorite player. I think .com's won it two seasons in a row, so we're gonna dethrone him for next season. I want to launch the
some defamation is in order.
Campaign for next season, and let's get a few more Lateralus votes up there for favorite player because everyone loves me. And,
right.
You guys, all right. You don't sound convinced. You absolute jerk.
I'll just wait until I see your ads, your ad campaign next season.
Right.
Like political ads or something on TV.
I have to convince myself that people just don't remember that they can vote for me. It's like, come on. Come on. I never get any votes for that crap. All right. So, favorite player. We're not doing it next season. I'm not going to win. It's not. We're not award. Next, we have favorite team. How are we doing on our graphics? There we go. Okay, so favorite team we got coming up. It looked like we were good, but let's see. Let's go through favorite team. We'll see if our graphics can follow.
We've
there
got
we go. Okay, take it away.
Two top teams in the league, D and Loop. Both the top two favorites for the favorite team category, and Willow just going ham on the trophy. Who ended up taking most votes here, Willow?
I don't know. Can you take a wild guess? Just think about it. I don't know.
Right.
The best team in the league, obviously taking best team. Woo! But D, obviously, I voted for D personally. I love the D guys, but I'm a little biased. But man, yeah, I've seen these votes. We love you, Dash League. Wow.
We appreciate your appreciation.
Yeah, I gotta say it's well deserved on Loop. The team cohesion on the team is awesome, and everybody was good friends on that team. And this season we went really well. We had a disappointing end to the playoffs, but we played really hard.
We went the furthest Loop ever did, though. That's for sure.
Yeah, we got third place in the regular season. That's awesome. But the whole personality of Loop comes top down from these two guys. And so these guys are beloved. They get voted for in all these different categories while everyone ignores me. So I'm surprised Loop still wins favorite team even though I'm on it. But it just goes to show how much people love you guys in the league. And I'm honestly surprised that you guys aren't winning this favorite player stuff also, because everyone, well-beloved people in the community here, I like to talk about anytime they win an award. Because I love these guys and they're awesome. They do great stuff for the league. So well-deserved. D, of course, being the team that wins all the time gets looked up to, and so they're going to be showing up here all the time also. So congrats to D for just being an absolute solid team. We're going to move on to best logo.
Best logo is going to be between Loop again, which but we're going to be going head to head with Acer, which I think Acer might have been my top vote. I don't remember, but I know Acer came in, and as soon as they posted their logo, I was like, dang, that's a pretty nice logo. That's a good logo.
Yeah, they set a nice trend too.
Yeah.
With the synchronized player logos too.
Right.
I
thought that was really cool. Yeah, I liked that. And that it wasn't just like they made some random gold profile picture. Like they made whoever was on the team, they made whatever profile picture they had into gold to go along with the team logo. I thought that was really cool and creative, and I don't know how they did it. I don't know if it was handmade or what, but yeah, they definitely had some good logos. So who's going to be taking the best logo for this one?
So that all being said, it's no surprise to me that Acer ended up winning the most votes in the best logo category. Their cohesion with the player logos, I think, really plays a part into building up the impressiveness of their customized logo. It's very gamer and it's very cool too. As always, though, I appreciate Loop being the runner-up in this category because Dazzla made it for us with the logo through a lot of trials and tribulations and back and forth, and we ended up settling on something we're really happy with, and so we're happy to see that people appreciate it as much as we do.
Yeah, definitely.
Rigged. But yeah, Acer definitely has a sick logo. I mean, gold with black is my favorite color combination also. So all their PFPs, like you were mentioning, those are pretty cool. The logo's pretty cool. Loop logo is awesome, of course, as well. So congrats both those teams. Sick logos. Let's go ahead and move on to favorite commentator.
The two competing for this category, Willow himself, right here, favorite commentator, is in the running against Kastle as well, currently behind the cams, managing the stream. If you've been paying attention to even a small amount of matches, you've heard these guys' voices plenty of times. Who ended up winning out here, though, Willow? Tell me.
Well, yeah, I think surprising no one. Your boy Willow here ends up winning if you ignore that Kastle actually got first place. So Kastle ended up getting favorite commentator. But I came in a close second. So thank you, everyone. And definitely Kastle deserves it. I mean, I know Kastle is my personal favorite commentator. I remember we would play, especially last season, we'd be playing and Kastle would come in to commentate and I'd watch it back and I'd watch as Kastle, like as if he had the loop book of strategies and he would go to page 11 and be like, oh yeah, here's the exact strategy down to the exact player and exact timings of exactly what they're doing. And we never told him anything. He just would look and he would know exactly what was going on and exactly how it would work and it was. The play-by-play was incredible. The map awareness and strategy awareness was incredible. I mean, Kastle really is a really talented commentator.
You heard it first, people. Kastle stole loot strats this season. We'll have to deal with that. So the funny thing is, when I was putting nominees together for commentator, I went to the casters and commentators and I posted, like, hey, I haven't been able to watch as many matches this season. I don't know who's pulling the most weight, who's doing the best job, whatever. So you guys give me who the nominees are. And it was just like a handful of names came out. I'm like, I know there are more commentators than that. So what I did was I just went and saw who all had like a commentator role in the main Dash League server and the Goose server. And I went around and asked all of them, like, how many matches did you commentate this season? And I was like, people could never remember how many they do because you just do it. You don't tally mark it every time you do it. And so I was like, okay, if you've done, let's just make this easy. Have you done more than one cast? And it's like, that should be an easy yes or no. So I asked Willow, have you done more than one? He's like, I think so. I'm not sure, but I think so. Yeah, I think so. So I'm like, okay, we'll just throw Willow in there. And then this guy gets second place for favorite commentator. He did like maybe one.
The people have spoken, I guess. People have spoken.
That's what I was saying earlier about like you guys just being like league favorites, and that'll carry you far. But I gotta say, like Willow's commentary, Gollum's commentary is some of my favorite. Kastle has fantastic commentary. Who I wish had more time and could come back and do more commentary is Vertigo. Really, that guy kills it on commentary. And I mean, as far as like. We're talking about people I want to come back and commentate more. As far as energy goes, Ben was great. Wick was great. Wick was doing it for a little while, and he stopped doing it. I wish he'd come back and do some more. But yeah, we're blessed in this league. I've actually heard from people from other leagues or people in this league that are in multiple leagues or whatever. We have the most robust casting apparatus of like any VR league. We cast more matches than anybody else. Our commentary is really good on a lot of these matches. We do like let new people come in and commentate. It takes them a little while to like learn strats and get up all the way. But like at the highest level, our commentary is great. Our cast production is really good for this being like a volunteer project and not having like any professionals or like us paying any professionals doing this. So anyway, great work this season, Kastle. You did some very heavy lifting this season carrying matches. Next we have coming up for categories favorite caster. So let's see who we got there.
Yeah, favorite caster showing up again, unsurprisingly, is Kastle. But coming in is Jaded, new lead caster, I think, this season, right? Jaded, I know, took a huge amount of casts, probably more than Kastle even.
Jaded had both.
It was close. It was close.
It was a lot. I mean, that both Jaded did 24 and Kastle did 22. Yeah. So head to head, I mean, but both an insane amount of casting. I mean, even just these two people alone casting over 40 matches. I mean, that's huge. I mean, I know people love watching their games back. And so both of these people have done great casts, and we really appreciate that you guys jump in and do as much, volunteer work as you do. But who ended up taking favorite caster?
That being said, I think the people have spoken. Kastle ends up winning this category as well for everyone's favorite caster, Jaded, the runner-up. Just like you said, though, I'm not surprised to see these two specifically up here on this list, top voted by the community as a whole. They've both contributed so much to this league. and it's always a relief to see either of these two taking a casting for your game. Their experience, they know what they're about, and they know what the people love, and that's seen pretty obviously here by the voting. But congratulations to Kastle for winning this category as well.
Yeah, I gotta say, just for the league in general, and for me, like, big thanks to Kastle and Jaded for carrying as much as they did. I mean, 24 and 22 matches, that's basically like each one of them carried a full cycle on their. They got like every match of the cycle. That's stellar work, being able to cover that much, so that the people on those teams who are playing get to watch their game back, which is a real joy. And then the other people get to watch, and they can show their families and friends and all that sort of stuff. And they're not like getting paid anything significantly for this, so it's a real favor that these casters and commentators do for the league, for all of you guys to be able to bring these matches, and I really appreciate it. And Kastle's been here for a while. Jaded now has done 2 seasons, and Jaded has even, Dre. When Dre was here, he got really popular super fast because personality was fun, and he made the cast fun and all that stuff too. But I think a big reason that he got as popular as he did pretty quick was that he would show his face. So you knew who you were talking to. You could see this guy and whatever. And Jaded coming on with Jake, her husband, and showing their faces and doing casts. I think if that's something you guys continue to do, I think that's gonna really endear the league to you guys, which would be great. So anyway, keep up the good work, and hopefully next season it gets even better. We've actually had also, as far as how many matches Jaded got this season, she took a lot last season, and Kastle for that matter. But I think FireHorse did most of them last season. And FireHorse had some things come up this season where he wasn't able to do as much. So it was awesome having other people come in and step up and take on that heavy load. We've had other times when Dre was gone and stuff like that, when people who carried a heavy load were just gone, and we've always had people jump in and fill that void to where we've had great coverage every season. So anyway, big thanks to you guys for the time and work you put in. You guys spend so much time on this league for it being an unpaid gig. So we really appreciate it. We're going to move on. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, nice. All you guys, all here this season did a little bit less, but I think you had around 10 casts or something like that. Graphics,
just a respectable amount.
Dashfall, of course. Yeah, Dashfall, of course, is always there, ready to be the backup. If a caster's not ready to get one, Dashfall's there to pick it up. So big thanks to Dashfall. Everybody else who's picking up matches, we really appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Next,
J-Rec and Jake as well, taking a significant amount of casts this season and really pulling through here. All of this really is just to say that we really appreciate the specific people who invest the most time here in this league, but we're not a monolith. We're all volunteers at the end of the day, and all the contribution from everybody is really important, and everybody appreciates it, and we appreciate you.
Yeah, Gollum doing a great job here covering when we have some issue here, and I like to get behind the scenes and just tell people what's up, so it's funny. But like Kastle was telling us, Jake and J-Ranch also were the next two who carried the most matches, and we started talking about him, and he's like, they can't hear me, by the way. So Gollum would say the
yeah.
And but yeah, anyway, appreciation to all of our casters and commentators. You guys are unsung heroes of the league. But next up, we have the Spirit Award. What do we have here?
We've got 2 players voted most for the Spirit Award. Silliest Goose, who made that video you saw earlier, and Doll as well, really contributing a lot to the league this season. Who ended up winning out here, though, Willow?
Doll ended up taking this one, just because she's been a huge pillar of the community, making a bunch of lobbies, being a really friendly face around and talking to just about everyone, and I think probably even helping getting some people involved in the league in general. I know Doll has been really a blessing to the league this season. But, Silliest Goose also has done a lot of work behind the scenes that I think probably a lot of people don't know about. If you're watching any cast and you see the Caster's Curse or Rampage or any of those animations coming up, that aren't done by FireHorse, those are all done by Silliest Goose. He did the huge meme video, like you said, that just came up. I think also he just made memes like throughout the season and put them in Dashing Topic and stuff. So I mean, both of these people, me personally, I couldn't put them like one is better than the other. I think they both have done really amazing stuff, and I was really glad to see how much activity they've done this season.
Yeah, these are both great people in our community. Doll, of course, very well deserving. You all know her, and what she contributes. We talked about her earlier, and all that sort of stuff. And then also taking on a bigger role, wanting to hop onto the board and sort of help out there as well. So big appreciation to Doll, and again, Silliest Goose. I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed that he's just Goose now, because I thought Silliest Goose was.
Drop the silly. He's serious now.
I know. Yeah. It's funny. So Brave Sarabin at one point decided he was going to change his name. Like in the Master Changes channel, I was like, "Oh, that was my favorite name," and now it's gone. So Brave Sarabin was like, "Well, shit, I'll stick with Brave Sarabin." All right. So here goes with a campaign for Silliest Goose for Goose to turn back into Silliest Goose, because when I think about this guy and his personality and all that stuff, I'm not thinking like Goose from Top Gun. I'm thinking a Silly Goose. And so I want you to come back and be Silliest Goose. Make it happen, bro. Well deserved. These two people from the Spirit Award. I think next we're going to get into, before we get to the major categories, we're going to get into who won or who got voted into the secondary All-Stars. So let's move into that.
Yeah, absolutely. Would you like to go ahead and read that off, Lateralus? These are all some very top players in the league. So we've had pretty much more and more competitive competition and higher skilled players throughout every single season. The floor and the ceiling has always risen. And every single season when the All-Star votes come in, sometimes it's similar names, sometimes it's new people, but they're always better every season. And so I'm really excited to see the people on this list here.
Yeah, we got some big names this season. So your secondary All-Stars are Khan and Anonymous. And that's it. And so we'll have a secondary All-Star 1v1 to see who the best secondary All-Star is. We made a graphic late for this. We didn't have one that could list all the names, so those are just the first two alphabetical names. So we won't have all the names up on the screen, but your secondary All-Stars in alphabetical order are Anonymous from Life. We got Khan, we got Dragon, we got El Defi, Fractor, GTF, Kastle, Koala, Lazarus, Lelu, Notgollum, Oogie Boogie, Push, and Tacos. So that's 14 players. They'll all 14 get to play or whatever, but we always do like 14 in case we need reserves, like some people drop out or whatever, so we can still do a 5v5. But yeah, what Gollum was saying, like the secondary All-Star team last season would get crushed by this team. I mean, just the D players in it this season. So what's funny is Koala isn't like a main All-Star with the way he played this season. Kastle wasn't a main All-Star with the way he played this season, just because that team also has Dark Moon and Evil Pancake. And so we do a 2-max, and it's D's fault we do a 2-max per team on All-Stars and awards and all that stuff. Otherwise, it would just, the All-Star game every single season would have just been like D versus Arc and team name players, like no one else.
These guys are all really good, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like we'd just be watching another match between like D and team name or something like that. So it's like, no, 2-max. And so anyway, Koala Kastle, you guys have Dark Moon and Evil Pancake to thank for being knocked out to the secondary All-Star game. Lazarus too. I mean, Willow gets voted in even though he had the most deaths in the whole league. He gets voted as an All-Star. What a joke. And Venom well deserved, of course, but then that bumps Lazarus out. And Lazarus was, I think, one of maybe the only MVD candidate, or maybe one of 2 MVD candidates that was in the top 20 in every single category that we looked at. So, I mean, Laz should have been in the main All-Star game. Well deserved, stuff like that. Oogie Boogie was an MVD candidate, and and was down here in the secondary All-Star game. So it's like got really, really good players. I also got to say Deppy and Tacos, those guys have really improved this season and well-deserved place in this secondary All-Star game. So congrats to all you guys one more time. That's Anonymous, Khan, Dragon, Deppy, Fractor, GTF, Kastle, Koala, Lazarus, Lelu, Notgollum, Oogie, Push, Tacos. When we read through all the names of like the stats, it goes alphabetically: Lateralus, Lazarus, and Lelu. And I'm very pissed off that there's not a Lateralus in here, so we can all go. It's like, you guys have failed me again.
Right.
I'm gonna complain about this stuff every season.
Complain to the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I should rig stuff. I get accused of it enough. I should just rig some shit. All right, we're getting into the big categories, the ones people care about the most, except for he already got his championship award win. But everyone else wants to know these other awards. We got up next the Best Managed Team.
Best Managed Team is, again, between the Titans, D, and Loop, which we appreciate you guys voting for us in this one. But who's going to end up taking Best Managed Team?
I'm very happy to hear that the community has as much, if not more, confidence in Loop's kind of management than I do. But Loop has been voted for the winner of this category for the best managed team in the league, according to the league votes, and runner-up is D. I mean, we try really hard to make that happen, and we appreciate that. That's kind of seen by the community too, I guess.
Yeah, it's all about whichever team Willow was on, because like Willow's on D for Breachers and Veil and all that stuff, but for Hyperdash she's with Loop, and so of course Loop wins out on these team awards, and we leave D in the dust. So good job, Gall and Willow. We got up next the Best Acquisition.
We've got two very, very solid players. I saw Meep is completely new to this season. We've seen him around in pubs for a while, but a very, very skilled player. And C2 has been on an upward climb ever since he first started in this league. And I think this has been his best season. So it's no surprise these two are here on this list. Who ended up winning out?
Yeah, and I want to say this is the first season ever that a player whose first season they get best acquisition. I mean, that's like really impressive. I mean, it shows that like you're so powerful that you kind of really change the team that you're on a significant amount and bring them to the next level. And I know when we were fighting Berserk, Meep was brutal to deal with. But surprisingly, C2 takes this one. I really thought Meep was going to take it, but C2 absolutely deserves the best acquisition. I know C2 is someone that I wanted on my team for so many seasons now. I mean, C2 is an incredible player. They're an incredible person. And Meep being right there behind them, I think that absolutely makes sense of just two phenomenal players that are dominating, this season with the teams that they're on.
They're both absolute terrors to play against in any match, and they're both fantastic at what they do. So they're both very good acquisitions, and I'm happy to see them voted up here. But congrats to C2 on winning it out.
Yeah, C2, I could see his improvement also, like having been on a team with him and then seeing how he is now. Like when I was on a team with him, I would outkill him, every match or in pubs or something like that. And now the dude just like blows by me. Well, you shut your mouth. Now the dude blows by me. I'm getting to it. And so like I can personally see his improvement, and it is serious. So him, he is now like one of these top level players that just about any team is going to want. So whatever team he goes to is going to be heavily affected because they're going to have to give this guy play to him because you need that skill out there while you're playing. And so C2 is he's really busted through this season and made a bigger name for himself. And Meep, of course, you were Willow talking about like being his first season and coming in and getting nominated for all this different stuff. He got nominated for MVP also. And I mean, he's new to the league, but he's not a new player. He's been around forever. And so, a huge acquisition for Berserk as far as like how strong that team was and how far they could go getting Meep on there. I think Meep was there was their best player. So really strong moves by SP&B to get C2, and then Berserk to pick up Meep. Good job, guys. Next, we're gonna have most improved player.
Most improved player. Oh, I'm taking this one. It's going to be between two really solid players. It's going to be between Ajax Waters and Iconic. Definitely two players that I've been watching this whole season and seeing them really improve. Especially Iconic. I know I've always thought they were a great player, but this season with them, I was really impressed with how much they were doing. And then I'd come and jump in and see Ajax, kill me in a pub too, and they were really impressive. But who's going to end up taking most improved player?
It's funny you point that out. Iconic ended up winning the most votes for the most improved player of Dash League Season 6 with Ajax Water as the runner-up. Similar to that best acquisition category with C2 and Meep, I am terrified to play against these two guys nowadays. They are very solid and very good at what they do, and they make my life a living hell in a match. So I'm excited to see that these two have been voted here.
Yeah, Iconic's been around for a little while. I remember recognizing Iconic maybe 2 or 3 seasons ago and thinking, man, this guy's new and he's already playing pretty well. He might be something to keep an eye on and all that. And I probably would have reached out to recruit him a long time ago for a team, but around that time I transitioned to Loop and was on my own new team and all that sort of stuff. But I've had my eyes on Iconic for a long time, and he just exploded this season. He just played phenomenally well. Ajax Water, a little bit newer, but yeah, just another one of these super young players that makes a quick transition to elite status skill level. I think he's 13. He might be 14, but wow. And Iconic is 15. So it's these really young players with these super fast reflexes and all that sort of stuff. They can pick the game up so fast and get so advanced so quickly. And it's awesome to see. And again, it's one of you were saying earlier, every season the skill goes up and up and up, and it's just because we keep getting an infusion with all these new players that pick it up so quick and rise to the top so fast, and it's really awesome to see. Next up, we've got best new player. So who's our rookie this season?
It's going to be between Silliest Goose and Meep for best new player. This season, these two are the top 2 most voted. Who ended up winning out?
I think surprising no one. Meep has come in as the best new player, which is very well deserved. I mean, Meep absolutely dominated this whole season, and not even during the season, but in the pubs too, and all of the V Worlds and all the scrims and everything. Meep absolutely dominating and just doing incredible for a new player to this league. But Silliest Goose also, I was really impressed with being a new player with their skill, jumping right into it. I think they're always a joy to play with too.
Yeah. Very happy to see these two on the list.
Yeah, congrats to Silliest Goose getting runner-up there. But I think we all knew it was Meep's award to lose all season.
If you've been paying
as soon as they
attention,
announced Meep as winning the league, it was okay, we know who best new player is. He has his own history, and it's funny because he hasn't been in the league for very long, but he's been playing for at least 2.5 years, maybe 3, something he's been playing for a long time, but just in pubs. And I think it took, so from my understanding, it took Jaden talking to him and convincing him to come into the league. And to me, it seems Jaden's new. She doesn't know the history of Meep and all that, so she just sees this really skilled player. She's like, hey, you should, I don't say your name in the league, you should join. Everyone else who was a veteran in the league, everyone assumed Meep was a D player or a team name player on an alias, just not talking, just kicking everyone's ass and just not saying a word and leaving. And so, I think, I don't know how many teams tried to recruit Meep out of pubs over the seasons or whatever, because I think most I did. I just assumed he was honestly, I thought he was Recco for a while or something like that, because the dude is insane, but just won't talk. And it's just, it seems like one of these fake accounts that they use. And so I think a lot of teams just passed up on him because they assumed he was an alias. And then when he came into the season, when he came in, we had to verify that he was his own unique person, because we were getting all these complaints. This is definitely someone trying to play for multiple teams. He's already on a league team. We know it. And so we went through this process of just trying to verify that he wasn't somebody else and all that stuff. We finally did, and still not everyone's convinced. They're just like, the dude's too good to me. So anyway, this was definitely Meat's award to lose. He played phenomenally well in his first season, as everyone knew he would. No surprise. So congrats, Meat. Congrats, Goose, also for coming up second place there. Good work, you guys. And now we got one award left. The big one. We got Most Vicious Dasher coming up.
Drum roll, please. The two most voted players for Most Vicious Dasher in Dash League Season 6 are Koala and Dark Moon. Who ended up winning it out this season, Willow?
And, you know, Koala barely even needs to play this season to still take MVD. Yeah, I mean, Koala is objectively one of the best, if not the best player in the whole league. How he got to that skill, I think, is an anomaly to pretty much everyone, probably even including D. It's just really impressive how skilled and just how, even after a long break, Koala can just jump in and still be the best. But, you know, not to discount Dark Moon, I'm glad to see that Dark Moon was the runner-up. And I think Dark Moon definitely is insane because he can do so much. He's a Rocketeer, he's a forward player, he's a disruptor, he's a cart rider. Like, I mean, Dark Moon, I think, probably has the most versatility of any player I've seen in the league. And he definitely would deserve to be up there if Koala wasn't just such a monster on the killing.
Yeah, I mean, I really thought it was... I thought Dark Moon was going to get this season. I thought it was his season. He's always been, you know, up in that conversation. He's always been a great player. And last season, when D took the season off and Dark Moon stuck around and just obviously destroyed it with TBDI and Sprinter and Walker, but he kept playing while the rest of them just took a break. And so when they came back, I thought Dark Moon's going to have it this season because he's been playing this whole time. Koala might come back a little rusty and not start out the gate so great, that sort of stuff. I thought Evil Pancake could give Dark Moon a run for it because he also played whatever, but I really thought Dark Moon was going to get it this season. But it's weird that, everyone knows Dark Moon. He has tons of recognition, but he's not held in that conversation of, like, best player in the game very often when that's brought up. It's all, everyone talks about Koala. And of course, he is one of the best players in the game and has been the best player for maybe the previous, he didn't play last season, but the season
for a long time. Yeah, he was for sure the best player that season. But I mean, this season, I really congrats Koala. I mean, you're a phenomenal player, dude, and you know it, and you're definitely deserving of this MVP. You had tip top on the most important stat categories. But as I think it was Willow was saying, Dark Moon is so much more versatile. Dark Moon hit more of the categories than Koala did. And one of the categories we use it as a qualifier, like how many maps played is like a qualifier. Because you got to play for your team and be there for your team if you're going to be the MVP and not someone who's like super popular but only plays 2 maps and just gets all these votes or whatever. So you got to have some qualifiers here. And one of them that qualifier that we set, but it's not a stat that we really consider much, and I think people don't consider it much when they vote. It's like how many maps played, and Koala played 14, so that's about half of these maps, I would say. But Dark Moon played 22. He played 8 more maps than Koala did, and still maintained those stat numbers. Of course, it's as everyone knows, it's harder to maintain high stats the more maps you play. And so Dark Moon was right behind Koala and all these things, and played 8 more maps, so was there more for his team. And as far as team impact goes, I would still say Dark Moon maybe had a bigger impact. So again, I know I'm like sort of stepping all over Koala's win here, but I just want to recognize Dark Moon. I think this is even the first time he's gotten runner-up in this category, even though I thought Dark Moon was top 5 or top 3 in the league ever since like season 3 or so. He's just so congrats, Dark Moon. I know I give you a hard time all the time because it's fun. But you did a stellar job this season. Well deserved to come up in the second spot, even though I think you were deserving of the top spot also this season. But who can say Koala wasn't deserving of it? That dude kills it. Like, if ever there was a season for a co-MVP, this would be it. Couple guys on the same team with these numbers. So, anyway, that great job
both you guys. And I think that just about wraps it up. You guys have any more comments on MVP or on the award show in general?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think you've just about said it.
Well, fantastic. That's the award show for Season 6. Next, we'll have to get these All-Star games going to officially tie a bow on Season 6. And waiting for Season 7. Season 7 will kick off sometime in January. We don't know the exact date yet. They just threw the trophy at Kastle. Kastle's standing right in front of us to be able to stream the camera. So big thanks to Kastle for helping us out with the award show. Big thanks to Mr. V for doing the graphics as always. I think Silliest Goose might have helped out a little bit with some of the graphics and stuff. I'm not sure exactly what he did, but thanks to Silliest Goose also just for existing. I like that guy. But anyway, this is Lateralus signing out.
Is Notgollum signing out?
And your favorite Willow signing out.
Shut up. Shut up.